there. So if you are in recruiting, talent acquisition, HR, employer branding, candidate experience, you're a hiring manager, anybody that has to recruit in 2022, stay right here. For the next few minutes, I'm going to be talking about how recruiting is going to be completely disrupted in 2022, and it will require no new technology, no big budget, and can potentially even be free for you. So you want to be one of the first people to ever hear this. I will stake my reputation on it here on LinkedIn. That's a pretty bold statement for me to say, but this is going to be the thing that you're going to want to go and tell other people at your company, in your industry, because it's what we've all been looking for. Right now, there's so much technology out there. There are so many things that we need to piece together and do, and it's still not working. Job seekers are saying they're frustrated. You have this great resignation going on. And I can validate that. I run an expert-led, on-demand online career coaching company. I have done that for years. And we work with these people and we hear from them every day, and they're just done. They're done with the whole process. They don't want to be job seekers anymore. They don't want to have to create special accounts to log in and go to job boards and look at job postings and try to sort them out and then apply online and take a bunch of assessment tests only to get an auto rejection or not hear back. It just doesn't work for them anymore. And it doesn't work for you, all of us in the recruiting space. We know it feels broken and we know there's a better way. And I'm about to show it to you. Like I said, it's low cost, no new technology, and can potentially even be free for your company. So are you ready? Great. Okay, so let's start by creating a baseline state of knowledge, which is anybody under the age of 40, that talent under the age of 40 has been raised on social media, raised on storytelling, because social media is storytelling. The most compelling stories are the ones that hold their attention. They've become addicted to the dopamine hit of storytelling. So that being said, we actually, in order to understand the future of recruiting, we have to actually look at their relationship with social media, particularly their buying habits, because their buying experience is very different than pre-social media. What happens is they love to discover products and services. They don't want stuff pushed at them. They want to hear stories. They see other people using them very organically. They stumble across, but of course we know those companies aren't letting them stumble across. They've got a grand plan there, but they stumble across the product or service and it gets them curious enough that they want to do a little research. They kind of go down the rabbit hole. They start checking it out and they discover something that they get excited about. They get the dopamine hit and they make that purchase. And the reason that's so important is because they feel fully in control of that purchase. And what it does is not only get them excited and they go ahead and buy, but they're more happy with their purchase because they did this, because they found it themselves and they did the research and it aligns with their values and their brand. It's a very engaging, personalized buying experience. Now you're saying, okay, JT, great, but what does this have to do with recruiting? Well, guess what? These same people, they don't want to be job seekers anymore. What did we just talk about? They hate the whole process because they know there's a better way. We know there's a better way. It doesn't make sense what we're doing. We joke in the coaching world, you don't want to spray and pray, which is try to apply to 100 jobs and hope something sticks. It's just ineffective. It's all ineffective. What they want is that same buyer experience, but for employers. So I want you all to remember, if nothing else in this video, the talent you look for, they are not job seekers. They are employer shoppers. Again, they are employer shoppers. They want to shop for your brand. They want your brand to come up in their social media, and they want you to very effortlessly take them down the rabbit hole to find the information that they need to make them fall in love with you, to make them want to apply and get hired by you. Now, where's the upside in that? Well, it's rooted in research. I've been a career coach now for 20 years. And when we work with people, we actually teach them how to proactively look for work. We have them create employer bucket lists and help them do this. And what happens is they navigate this process. They're more successful at reaching out to you, at answering your questions, at writing compelling cover letters, at creating resumes and LinkedIn profiles that meet your needs. So they feel in more control of the process. They're choosing who they want to work for. And when they land that job with you, they knock it out of the park because they don't see themselves as an employee. They see themselves as a business partner. And I can prove that because do you see this sign? You're a business of one. This is given to me by my clients because I talk about it all the time. They are out there connecting with you. So the mindset's different. Anybody under the age of 40 wants to be a shopper of your brand. Now, for many of you who are in employer brand, you're saying, well, JT, that's nothing new because, hey, that's my job title and that's what my company's doing. Yes, but a lot of you have had to invest in a lot of expensive technology. You're working with very expensive agencies. You're creating all of these digital assets. You're creating these big brand plans, and that works great for some companies. But a lot of you who are listening to me right now don't have the budget, don't have the resource, don't have the time. So that's why what I'm going to show you is such a game changer. I'm about to level the playing field because all of that talent out there should be able to shop for your job at any size company, at any organization. And now it's possible. So let me walk you through how that works, okay? So if you are somebody who is looking on social media and is thinking about, always passively thinking about, is there a company out there I'd like to work for? And something came up on social media and it piqued your interest, what you would do is go Google search working for and insert the company name. So we're going to go with that. We're going to do that. I'm going to bring that up on the screen here. So let's go over, this is our TikTok profile. I'm going to come back to that in a minute and talk to you about how Work It Daily has leveraged TikTok for employer brands. But first, we're going to go here to a Google search. And I want you all to do this as well right now. If you can, open up a tab on your computer, go to open Google search and get ready. The typing is going to get really loud here. And I'm going to put in working for Nike. You can see I've done it before. But let's just use that as an example, working for Nike, or you could put in working at Nike if you wanted to. Now, we're all used to Google search results. So what comes up, obviously, is ads first. And these ads are going to be dominated by the big players in our industry. Rightfully so. They're out there trying to get as many candidates to come to them as possible. They have the budgets and they own that top fold. But again, anybody under the age of 40 knows that these are ads and is going to skip over them. And I would also argue that the way this is laid out, it's still not telling me about working for Nike. All it does is give me back what I typed in. It's not really helping me. It's not catching my attention. Keep in mind that storytelling. These people that you want to hire want to work for interesting companies and interesting people. They want stories. Now, after the first two ads, which we see here, obviously the next thing that's going to come up is Nike itself. Nike's homepage and its jobs page and benefits. But the candidate isn't ready for that yet. That's not what they asked for. If they just go over there, they know what they're going to get. They're going to get that job postings that I have to scroll through and try to figure out if I'm a fit or not. So we still haven't met their need from that search standpoint. Look what comes up right after that. 7 things you didn't know about working at Nike by Work It Daily. So this is my company, and we have been in stealth mode working on this for a couple of years now. Now, how are we able to do this? Because we're beating out some really well-known companies right now, some really well-known websites that you invest in for employer brand and recruiting. We're beating right now. And we're doing that because of 2 reasons. First of all, this site, this blog was launched in late 2008 and is highly SEO optimized, search engine optimized. We have over 5,000 pages of super quality career content. We have a very high NPS score. It is a trusted site that's visited. We have over 1.5 million page views per month. So hundreds of thousands of talented people come to our site and trust our site. And we have been so careful in taking care of this website. We don't take shortcuts. We don't let people backlink. We've done everything that Google needs so that we search well. So that's one thing. It's a very robust site that's been around for a long time. But secondly, it's built on technology that enables us to rank high quickly. And that's what I'm going to show you today, because you don't need this technology. I wouldn't want you to invest in this technology because we already have it. What we're going to do is give you the chance to leverage what we've built in stealth mode over the last 2 years that we're now revealing. So let's go ahead and click on this article so you can at least see what it looks like. It brings you over to our blog, workitdaily.com. And it's, your typical beautifully built, very visual pictures article that goes through and talks about the 7 things you didn't know about working at Nike. Okay. And obviously embedded in here are calls to action where you can then, if you're interested, you can go ahead and go over to the jobs board and check them out. Right. So you'll go through all that. But let's go back to the top, because what I want you all to do now, I'm going to stay here, but on your own computers, I want you to take a close look, because you can see at the top, I have this URL, right? The URL is what's in that bar at the top. And if you wanted to share this article on social media, you would take that article, right? You would grab that URL like I'm doing right now, and you would copy and paste that and say like LinkedIn and post it, and then this would come up. Now, for a lot of you say, well, one and done. once I've posted this a couple of times, I can't keep posting it several times a day every day, because everybody in my feed would see me as putting out the same content over and over again, and we don't want to do that. But here's the beauty of this technology, and specifically it being used on the Work It Daily site. As I scroll down, you keep an eyeball right up here on this URL. As I scroll down, watch what happens. So this is this first section. We get to the next section, the URL changed. We get to the next section where we talk about number 2, the URL changes. See, each one of these sections is its own article within the article, or what we call particle theory. There are a bunch of particles in here that make up the article, and each particle has its own URL, like you're seeing at the very top. Well, what does that mean? It means that there are 10 particles in this particular article. There are 10 different URLs. Each one of those URLs, when copied and shared on social media, will show up differently. Will show up with a different picture and different information. Now, why is that important to you? Because now this single article has 10 pieces of content in it that you can use. Instant content creation for you. Content curation for you. This is the fancy term. Now, you can use that every single day for 10 days, and it'll look different in your feed. And why would you do that? Because one day somebody might not see it, and the next day they might see something and go, oh no, that doesn't really interest me. But then the next day they see it and they go, well, gee, that's kind of interesting. The way that you get talent to stumble across you is to be consistent in putting out content. But all of you, I'm sure, are saying, I don't have time for this. I don't have time to create it. I wasn't given a budget to create it. I get it. And now I'm showing you one article, 10 pieces of social media content, all packaged up into one asset. Now, here's the other power of this. Because we're a very well-established, well-respected, and trusted site, and we have this technology, every time somebody publishes the particle and somebody clicks on it, it brings them back to the article. And Google recognizes that. So the best way to describe this is it's like a fine wine or a lasagna or a stew. It gets better with age. These rank higher and become even stronger over time. So the more you share, the better it gets. And it's all right here. So any company now can have different aspects of working for them pulled together onto one page. We can take all of the things that you've maybe already posted about yourself on social media, bring them to one page, and you will have a set of digital assets all here ready to go so that you can actually own your social media ranking. Going back again to that page, you can end up controlling what comes up in the top fold when somebody puts in working for and adds your company name. And you can make it interesting. See how this title is interesting? It's more clickable because they are used to the storytelling. They want to work for interesting companies and interesting people. And we can do this not just about your company. We can do this about your executive team. We can do it for different departments. You can have all sorts of content, but being searchable, being able to pull content together on Google so that when we put in working for and insert your company name, that is what you need to be doing right now. And until now, that's been extremely expensive and very complex and difficult to do. Okay, so now I'm going to bring you back over to our TikTok account because this is where the beautiful part of this all comes together. So we started a TikTok channel not very long ago. You can see we're about to break 500,000 followers already. We're getting new followers every day. And we have some very cool technology where we can create a video featuring your article on our site, which you can see here. And you'll notice in this article, it says link below. We have a way to link within the TikTok the link to your article. So now we can not only create this content for you, we can also take that, create a 60-second video for you that you can now use. By the way, once you create a TikTok video, you can download that video and you can put it on YouTube, you can put it on Instagram, you can put it on Facebook, LinkedIn. So it's a digital asset. And that video highlights your article and is even in this TikTok is embedded and sends them to the article. So this is how you take social media and you take the article and you put it all together. We have all of that. No new technology needed. You don't need to build a TikTok account. You don't need any of this. We have all of it and we're able to do that for you. So hopefully that makes sense. Just a preview of this. We have taken out all the guesswork for employer branding for any company of any size. We've also removed the need to invest in any expensive technology or any expensive, agency to build this for you, because all of this can be pulled from what you've already got out on social media or what you already have as a company. Okay. And then once you have it, you have these assets, you have these URLs that you can use over and over and over again. So I'm good on my promise here. No technology needed, very low cost. And for some of you, it's free. So what do I mean by low cost? Well, it's depending on size and how much you want to do, but we start at $1,000, right? One time, $1,000, you get your asset package. But I mentioned that it could be free. For certain companies, there is a way to partner with us so that it costs you nothing. But I'm not going to explain how to do that in this video. I'm holding that hostage because I want you to message me if this made sense to you, and I'm hoping you see it, right? Because the future is them stumbling across you and going down the rabbit hole and falling in love with you. You can finesse and control this candidate experience, and you can do it without major investment. That's my pitch to you right now. That is Work It Daily. We've been sitting on this. We've been perfecting it. We have done it for companies. It works. And now we are ready to do it at scale for all of you. So if you're interested, message me. I can talk to you about how you can even potentially do this with us for free. And we can talk about your needs. As we go into 2022, we'll be working with the early adopters. There'll become a time where we can't do this for everyone. You know, we're not a site that's just going to let every company pay to do this. This is an opportunity for companies to be on the tip of the curl of this and really get massive exposure. Because again, Work It Daily gets over 1.5 million people visiting per month, page use per month. We have hundreds of thousands of those employer shoppers coming and trusting our site. So the folks that join us and work with us on the front end will really reap the benefits. And that's where I'm saying, if you got all the way through this, thank you for listening. It means the world to me that you listen to this. I think you can tell I'm very excited about this because my teammates and I have worked hard on this to solve the problem, because we've been working with the talent, and you're out there frustrated, and we really have come up with, I believe, the most amazing solution that any company can implement. So if you're interested, message me. I appreciate you taking the time to do this. I wish you the best in 2022. I know recruiting is going to be challenging, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't. Contact us. Let us show you what we can do. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.